Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my April TBR. I am literally so excited for this month's TBR. I think it's my most excited TBR that I've done yet, because a lot of these books are for a certain YouTube video that I'm filming, and I'm planning on doing a couple challenges this month. And I just really have been anticipating a lot of these reads. I've been really eager to read them, so I am so excited. So I'm going to start off with one that I'm going to be reading first, because I am the most excited about this book. And that is I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I have been really anticipating this read because Jeanette McCurdy was literally my childhood. I used to watch iCarly and Sam and Cat on repeat. I loved that show, and I am interested to know her story, because I know while she was playing all of our favourite childhood character, Sam, she was going through the worst time possible with her mum, with her body, with her eating disorders and all that stuff. I just love Jeanette McCurdy as a person. She's so sweet, she's so funny. I just really want to know her story, because I feel like it's going to be really heartbreaking to know that my favourite childhood character was going through all this. The actress that was playing her, Jeanette McCurdy, was going through so much stuff, and you could never tell. She was such a good actress. Now I'm going to do the books that are for a specific YouTube video. I'm not going to say what it is, but so excited for it. So first up on this YouTube video is The Summer of Broken Rules. This cover is just gorgeous. Like, I absolutely love it, and because it is getting hotter now in England, I feel like this is just gonna get me excited for summer. So this is about a family that goes on vacation. Meredith is dateless for this wedding festivities and for this holiday, but she's so excited to get involved in everything, and they all start playing a family game of Assassin, which I think is just gonna be so exciting to read about. And then she actually forms an alliance with a really cute groomsman. This sounds like such a fun summery vibe, and I'm so excited for it. I love that the cover is matte. There's just something about matte covers that just hits. The next one for this YouTube video is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I have had this book like since January, I think. I have been putting it off because the font is tiny, which I hate, but I am really excited for this book because I have watched a couple reading vlogs on it, and people have like the best reactions to it. A lot of people love this author, Riley Sager. It's just the font that's really been irritating me and putting me off reading this book. It just seems like it's going to be a really good thriller. I haven't actually read that many good thrillers, so I'm excited to hopefully read one that's going to keep me on my toes. But she like goes to a lake house, and while she's at this house, the house across the lake, she keeps like stalking them. She's really interested in this couple. She thinks they seem so perfect, but I'm guessing she starts unraveling some secrets about them and about herself. This sounds really interesting, and I know that Riley Sager is a well-loved author for his thriller books, so hopefully I can join the train on that one. Next book is by one of my must-buy authors, The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Better Than the Movies was a 5-star read for me, and I'm kind of thinking this is going to be as well, because when Painter's writing, there's just something about it. It just makes you so giddy and happy, and it's just such good writing. I love it. I think she is the queen of young adult romance. She just knows what she's doing, and this sounds like such a fun plot. Basically, she wakes up and has the worst Valentine's Day ever. She catches her boyfriend cheating on her, and then she goes to bed that night and she wakes up again and it's the same day, and she has to keep repeating the same day. While she's repeating this day over and over again, she keeps on running into this same guy called Nick every single day that she has to repeat this awful day. And I'm guessing the more and more times she runs into him, the more and more she forms a connection with him, which sounds so fun. I love that sort of plotline where someone is waking up on the same day constantly. Next up we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I just recently read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I really enjoyed that, but this has been one of the ones that I have really wanted to read before I even wanted to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This has always caught my eye. I just think the plot sounds really interesting. This is about a young woman who falls in love with a boy named Jesse, and they are high school sweethearts. And 364 days after their wedding, Jesse is on a helicopter that goes missing mid-flight, and then suddenly he's just gone, and Emma doesn't know what's happened to him. She doesn't know if he's okay, if he's alive. Eventually she sort of has to accept that she's never going to see him again. She has to move on, she has to learn to live her life again. And she does end up falling in love with another guy who is actually her fiance. And they're all at a family dinner, and Emma gets a call from Jesse, her first husband, who went missing, and he is alive. So she has to choose between her fiance and her first husband. She has to choose one of them. What is she actually going to do? This sounds like it's going to be so heartbreaking for Emma. Like, how are you supposed to choose between someone that was your first love and someone that you've had to move on with, someone that you've got engaged to? Like, it sounds like it's going to be so good, and I cannot wait for this. Honestly, this YouTube video, I'm honestly predicting all these to be around 4 or 5 stars, so I feel like it's going to be a really good YouTube video. Okay, now on to the ones that I have just chose to read, and hopefully I get through all these. It is a bit of an ambitious TBR this month, but I feel like it's doable because I'm going to be doing a lot of YouTube videos. Another one of my most anticipated thrillers, The Silent Patient. Now, I am a little bit nervous for this because I've seen a few people say that it's slow, and I am not a fan of slow thrillers. I need it to grip me from about 50 pages in. I need to be interested in it. I just struggle to get into books if I'm not into them by page 50. This is only because TikTok has made me think that, but a lot of people love this book and say that it is so mind-boggling. It's really, really interesting and does keep you on your toes. Alicia Berenson lived a seemingly perfect life until one day 6 years ago when she shot her husband in the head 5 times. Since then, she hasn't spoken a word to anyone. She won't say what happened, why she did it. She just keeps her mouth shut. She doesn't speak at all. And this guy is trying to figure out, why did she do it? Why? What was her motive? I feel like it's going to be really interesting going through the book and trying to figure it out. On the front it says, only she knows what happened, only I can make her speak. This sounds like it's going to be a really good psychological thriller. I love a good short thriller, and hopefully that's what this gives me. The Fine Print. This sounds so good, and everyone on TikTok and BookTube loves this book, loves this series. And I'm excited to read, I think it's the second one because everyone loves that one. But obviously I need to read this one first. I'm excited for the whole trilogy, to be honest. And this is another thing that's really, really good about this book. Look at that. Like, it's so cute. There's like little... all the chapters have this like roller coaster design on it. I'm in the business of creating fairy tales, production companies, 5-star hotels, theme parks. Everything can be mine if I renovate Dreamland. Hiring Zara was a great plan until I fell for her. By the time I realised where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them. I think this whole series is about 3 brothers. I could be wrong there, but they're all like rich and they all have a lot of money. It is called the Dreamland Billionaires series, so they all are very, very rich, and they're all set in this like place where it's like Disneyland essentially, Dreamland, and I just think that's going to be a really, really interesting setting. This sounds so good because it's workplace romance, it's forced proximity. I feel like this series is going to be so angsty as well, and I'm so excited to start this series. I'm so excited because I feel like I'm missing out because everyone talks about these books. I'm reading more in the back as well, and he's grumpy as well, so I feel like it's going to be Grumpy Sunshine, which is another one of my favourite tropes. Oh, can't wait for this. Next up we have a really, really chunky book. This is Things We Heard From the Light by Lucy Scott. I really wanted to read the second one because I know that there is a third one coming out, and it's Lucian, the third one, so I'm excited for that because I've really, really enjoyed Lucian in the first book, so I can't wait to read his story. But I am really excited for this one because this is Knox's story, and this is a good guy falls for the bad girl trope, which I haven't actually read that yet. I just think Lucy Scott is so good at writing romance, but her books are extremely chunky and very intimidating, but she's such a good writer that they don't really feel that chunky, to be fair. Police Chief Nash Morgan is known for two things: being a good guy and the way his uniform accentuates his rear end. But 2 bullets put a dent in his southern charm, and now he's facing a criminal still on the loose, and a town full of citizens that consider the law more of a guideline. The last thing he needs is the leggy, smart-mouthed Lena moving in next door, making him feel things he doesn't have the energy to feel. So she lives next door, already love it. Lena is on a mission. As soon as she gets what she wants, she has no intention of sticking around. The town of Knockemout has other ideas. Soon she finds herself sucked into small town life, dog-sitting, saying yes to a bridesmaid dress, listening to the sexy chief on police in the shower. But when Nash discovers Lena's secret, these friends become furious enemies, though the sparks flying between them don't know the difference between love and hate. So it's enemies to lovers as well. I think it's friends to enemies to lovers, which just sounds so good, so good. I love Knockemout. I love the town that this is set in. Things we never get over. The small town just made my heart so happy, and I just know that this one's gonna as well. Can we just talk about this cover? Ah, it's so beautiful. Other book is really pretty as well. I just think these covers are the most gorgeous covers ever. Next up we have Hooked by Emily McIntyre, a Never After novel. This cover, I'm obsessed. Like, it's so cool. This is a Peter Pan retelling, which already just sounds, just gripped me from just that sentence. A Peter Pan retelling. I cannot wait because I've never read a retelling book, and I'm just excited because this is a dark romance, which I've also never read a dark romance apart from After, but we're not going to count that because After is a terrible, terrible series. But yeah, that's another talk for another day. Alexa Ray made me want to read this book because I really trust her recommendations, because she has very similar taste to me, and the second she started reading these, it made me want to read them, and this just sounds so good. Her reactions to it, I was just like, okay, I really need to read this. And what's interesting about this as well, this whole series is about the villains rather than the heroes, which already just sounds so good as well. Like, how am I gonna root for the villains? But apparently you do end up rooting for them. So this is about Hook and Wendy falling in love, which just, what? Didn't think that was possible, but this book is apparently going to make me root for them too. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Again, the matte covers, I'm obsessed. The last book on my TBR, which is going to be a heartbreaking one, I know it is, and that is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Norlin. This I'm probably going to read pretty quickly as well into the month, because I am just ready to read it. Really need to read this because it just sounds like it's going to be so angsty, it's going to get my heart wrenching, it's going to make me feel so many emotions, and that's what I want from a book. I'm going to read the back. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing, nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realises she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. I think I know how this is going to end. It's going to be very heartbreaking when it ends. I just can't wait. This is probably, I think these two are definitely my most anticipated reads for this month. The fact that the trope is that it's too late as well, I feel like that's going to really hurt. Sarah Caroli made me want to read this as well. I've been getting a lot of my recommendations from Booktube because I really trust the Booktubers that I watch. But yeah, that is everything on my April TBR. I am so excited for this month. I feel like a lot of them are going to be 5 stars or 4 stars. I also had a really good reading month last month as well. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Remember to subscribe and like. I love you all. Bye.